groovy.
There we go. All right. Okay. I had a feeling this was going to happen.
Well, the first time I watched Halloween Ends, it was just terrible. They made Michael into like this decrepit old man that can't do anything for himself. Give him like it's almost like fucking Batman and Robin or some shit. Like
They gave him Halloween nipples.
helper sidekick guy. It just didn't make any sense at all. I mean, it's Michael. He's supposed to be like a ruthless killer that can't be stopped, not this fucking old man that can get beat by his little kid. That shit didn't make no sense at all. Then you got Lori and her granddaughter trying to get laid the whole time, pretty much. Like,
it's like Hellraiser. What a good piece of
thirsty
dick would
bitches
do.
running around Haddonfield. Like, God.
I can't.
Oh, man.
a lot of it did not make any sense. It's a movie you have to watch like over and over and over, and it might get a little bit better. But it's just they did them dirty.
Yeah. Honestly, when I saw it, I was hyped up. And then the whole time I was like, this ain't fucking Halloween Ends. This is fucking the story of Corey Cunningham.
40 minutes. 40 minutes.
I was like, what the fuck? And I see all the little winks that they did between like the hot rod car from Halloween 5. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. The last name, Cunningham, they called him Cunningham, like from Christine. Mm-hmm. So I like that they did the homage.
Did you see the flasher? The guy who flashed the chick? That was Nick Castle.
Yeah, I saw that. I go, oh shit.
Yeah.
I really like that, dude. I mean, it was a lot of cool winks, but they focus on the winks as they did in story. So, I mean, if they would have paid a little bit more attention to the story and realized, and they knew what they were doing. They knew that people were going to be pissed off. And
there's another ending apparently that they did test screening.
Yeah.
I guess that went bad because I don't know how this one went good. But yeah, there's another ending to the fucking movie. So yeah.
Honestly, I think this is going to be the next 666 producer's cut. There's going to be so many different cuts towards the ending and all around it because they knew they were getting into this controversial. They tried to kill the boogeyman. You can't kill the boogeyman. They tried doing that in Resurrections. They burned him. Then his eyes opened up. They tried killing him.
And
yeah. And that was supposed to tie in the whole Thorn like saga and then H2O and all that shit. It's supposed to tie all that up like in one big timeline.
Good. Cut his head off. And which one was that?
H2O. She cut his head off.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the orderly.
Yeah.
That was cheap, bro. That was cheap. Because at the end of that one, I was like, well, she fucking cut his head off. He's dead, I guess.
Yeah, that was a letdown. That was like, all right, come on.
Like all those movies.
Yeah. And I felt the same way with this one. The only one that I really liked as far as how they like ended the series good, it had to be either the ending of part 6 where you think he's dead, all the green ooze and shit comes out, and then you hear, Loomis scream, which is cool. I love Rob Zombie's ending for the first one because you think, okay, one and done, like he gets shot in the head, and that's it. But then when they show part 2 and how he just didn't give a fuck about anything, went ape shit. I thought, yeah, and I would have thought that Halloween Ends would have did that. Like, I didn't think he hid in the sewers. I think he would have hide out like in plain farmlands and shit, which would have been a lot better, but they didn't want to go that route. Yeah, and if they would have showed that he was old, where he was beat up, but he could still kill a motherfucker, that would have made it badass. And then the fact if they would have ended like a shootout, like an H2, that would have been really good.
The ending of Halloween 2. That's some good shit, man.
Yeah,
I mean, the song plays. It's perfect, dude. It's perfect.
Yeah, and the way that they did it is just they made him to the point where he was evil. But then when they had to humanize him, they showed there's nothing else you could do to a motherfucker but blow him up with like 1,000 rounds. And he ain't come back up from that. They didn't do that with this. And the whole time, there was no reason for Laurie to be in this story. None. Other than the fact that he wanted his mask. And then she was like, oh, you're back for me. I waited for you. They fucking fight. And then the fact that she actually gets the upper hand and she actually kills him. Now, I like that aspect. That was different. But the fact that he was so fucking weak, that was stupid. That would have been cool if she like shot him in the leg And she blew his fucking fingers off in the first one.
Yeah, I was saying the first one she permanently disfigured him in that one.
Yeah, and like he was still coming full force, which I would have thought, okay, they would have made this one a little bit better of a fight scene. And then she fucking
plus,
just
according to their continuity, he wakes up, or not wakes up, but he straight ambushes those fire guys.
yeah.
So he's still at like peak fucking killing, strength and blah blah blah, because he murders all those fucking guys.
Without a doubt, like no issue. Just like they were hitting him and shit, he fucking was able to take him out. That's the issue that I have with this one. It's so much that they did the whole character and the mystery of Michael Myers, where he has the blackest eyes. He's this evil figure. But if he's really truly this evil figure, why was he so easy to take down? Why was he so easy to kill? I thought he was going to come alive on the grinder, which would have been badass. Because then that way he would have tried to fight his way out.
Yeah.
One last hoorah before it ends, instead of just like, and it's like, what the fuck was that?
And when did Michael become like where he's able to see the past by looking into your eyes?
That's something I was going to touch on too. Apparently he's a fucking mystic now. He's like a fortune teller.
He's fucking Ghost Rider. Look into my eyes.
And
See, and that's the thing that I didn't like about that either. Like, the fact that they humanized him, there was no explaining, like, how did he become human? Was the evil leaving him? Was the evil something that was in the spirit, like following towards Cunningham? I just, I'm going to say Cunningham because of Christine. But, it really offended me to the point where, like, what the fuck were they smoking? Like, I get it, they want to end the series, but, like, let it die in a way where it made sense, not something where someone can try to fucking put an artsy-fartsy film. And that's what this was going for. They tried to make artsy-fartsy out of it.
Kept yelling film school at the fucking phone.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, film school, what are you doing?
I get the cinematography. It was great, but, cinematography doesn't do shit for you if you don't have good storytelling.
Yeah, you have, it's like, bells and whistles, man. You can have this, that, and the other. You can have warm seats in your car and all this shit, but if you don't run,
what's the point?
What's the point, man? Like, it's funny you said it offended you. I was, man. I was.
would have went to the theater. We would have got up and said, "Fuck this place."
Oh yeah. I had to yoke somebody.
We fucking pulled the chairs out and fucking lit it on fire. Oh my god.
Because, like, I'm spry, bitch. I can leap from my chair. Don't think I fucking can.
Oh, my God.
I don't. Okay. Because this is this guy's, big trilogy, Joseph Gordon-Green. Anybody with three names is trouble. But his fucking, his trilogy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's all over the place. Each film is just 180 degrees away from the previous film. Like the 2018 Halloween, that was like, there was a lot of fan service and it was cool to see different stuff on Michael. Don't agree with everything they did, but whatever. No movie's perfect, like Casey says all the time. And it's like, okay, so they added another timeline. They made shit more confusing with this one, blah, 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 blah. But I liked it. It was good. Like, it was a solid flick. Like, I'll defend 2018 to anybody, John Carpenter was involved. Yeah, all right. It's fan service, man. Total fan service.
Yeah.
The second one I enjoyed because of it. There's a scene where he takes apart that chick's boyfriend in the stairwell. In Halloween Tonight. It's fucking brutal, dude. It's really brutal. Like, it shows him breaking bones and shit.
Yeah.
And, like, cool. That was Michael Myers, man. That's fucking. He just went at that dude. That's evil. Whatever. And the flashback scenes were cool. That was neat to see that shit.
God,
one cop shot the other cop and stuff.
That was one of the best scenes that they did. Like,
it was really cool.
Loose ends.
Yeah, and then seeing Loomis, that was because they're getting better at that stuff now than they were. Like, it doesn't look like a PlayStation cutscene and shit when they fucking do stuff. Then what the fuck happened on this? Like, the wheels fell off, I guess.
It's so crazy because if COVID never happened, this would have been the way that they would have done it. They would have done Halloween Kills, and then 4 months later they would have released Halloween Ends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad COVID kind of stopped that, so that way we can enjoy it and soak it in. And you
Mhm.
would think with all that time, nobody sat down, even John Carpenter himself, and said, this script might need to be reworked. If they had to change the ending twice because of test audiences, that's not good. That's like Batgirl fucked up level. Like, you done
Yeah,
fucked up your movie.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
fucking what is it? Star Wars, the last Star Wars they made, right?
Oh,
I read somewhere they made like 5 different endings for that fucking movie, and they played each one for test audiences. And like, I guess the one that's in the movie now was the least amount of fucking what the fuck. Like, so there's a bunch of other endings. I think 2 of them were directed by George Lucas. They brought him back in and were like, "Can you direct some fucking shit we can throw at the screen?" And it's like, what are you fucking guys doing, man? How is it you guys always write an open-ended fucking story to where it's like insert? I understand movies are products. I fucking get it, man. I know how that shit works. It's a business. But still, like, you don't. I'm not saying Michael Myers has to shoot out of a fucking cannon with fucking explosives up his ass, and that's how he fucking goes out. Like, that's not what I mean.
he's supposed to go out like Ben Tramer.
Dude, exactly. You know, but you're building this up as the big climactic battle between fucking Laurie Strode and fucking Michael Myers, and you know, all right. A big problem I have is the first 2 movies. There's no setup to what they did, so it's like going in fucking blind. You're like, what the fuck? And I read something else somewhere. They said novice fans of horror movies don't mind the ending. Well, no shit.
They don't
They're
understand
novice
it.
fucking fans. You know, they're
Yeah,
people that haven't seen every fucking movie 1,000 times like we have.
Yeah.
And they said the diehard fans are the ones leaving the theater like, fuck your mother. Like, fucking.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke, man. Like, I legit thought it was a joke. And I was waiting for like some little guy to come out on stage and be like, ha ha, gotcha, here's the real movie.
You know, there's so much controversy with this film, and then now even more stories are coming out about how Jamie Lee Curtis, she still wanted to do acting, and this came out actually like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I don't know if it's a rumor, whatever, speculation, whatever you want to call it, but it was rumored that Jamie Lee Curtis only came back to do fan service on this film, 3 more films, because she wanted to continue acting and nobody would give her the chance. And she came out and said that she doesn't want to do cons. She doesn't want to do this. That's why it was such a big deal when Halloween 18 came out and they did the 40th anniversary at Pasadena. And they did the whole like
got married at the Myers house. I remember seeing photos of that. Yeah.
That shit was crazy. And the fact that like she was doing like no service to the fans. She was like selfish with herself. And then there's more stories coming out that Scout Taylor Compton, who was Laurie Strode in the Rob Zombie one, and Daniel Harris, they went to go meet her at the premiere, and they were just kind of blown off by Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, everybody has their own stories. Everyone's trying to say like, well, Daniel Harris, she acts like this, and she acts like everybody knows her, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, if you've done a lot more Halloween films than Jamie Lee Curtis, I mean, she kind of deserves the point to kind of call it out, like, you don't know me, you know. Scout Taylor Compton, yeah, she's done some films, but she's mostly known as being the Laurie Strode for the remake. But the fact that it came out that, I don't know if it was, because I know Jamie Lee Curtis had her hands in producing the first one, 2018. I don't know if she had her hands in this one or in Ends.
Her and John Carpenter were producers on Ends.
Really?
Yeah. That surprised the fuck.
Fuck. See, I never in a million years that I would ever think, because John Carpenter, he's been on record saying that he only cares about the ones that he did, 1 and 2 and 3. Yep. When it comes to other ones, if it involves him making money, he'll do it. And that's why he's like an executive producer. I think, honestly, at this point now, at their age, because John Carpenter is like fucking 80-something years old.
He looks like fucking Lopan from fucking Trouble.
He's getting there, man. Like he's
Yeah,
up
man.
there in age because John Carpenter, he's at that age now where he's at the twilight of his career that he's doing more music than he is movies, which is
Yeah.
good because his music is good. But Jamie Lee Curtis, she's doing it just to stay relevant, and it's sad because like here they did great on the remake. They did honestly, I think it was a little bit better on Halloween Kills because he was fucking brutal.
Halloween Kills is crazy, man. Like I was really surprised how much I liked that movie. Like
That one, yeah, because he was brutal as fuck, and he hadn't been that brutal since Part 6, where he
he
just didn't
took
get
out a mob, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus.
oh, dude, in Part 6, he was a fucking bastard. How he killed the mom, how he killed the dad, and
Well, the
fucking
dad had
raped-
come.
Oh yeah, he was a dick.
That flasher always made me think of the DJ from Part 6 too. I was
Oh,
just,
God,
oh
yeah.
damn, they double dipped that fan service. Like holy shit.
Yeah, that's why I was like really surprised because like if you think about the different trilogies, you have the original timeline, H2O Resurrection, original timeline. Then you have the Thorn trilogy, and then now you have the remake, reboot, requel, whatever you want to call it. It was great build up, but if they would have ended at Halloween Kills and never did another one, I would have been fine.
Thank you. That leaves it open ended and ambiguous enough to where you're like, wow, did he kill everybody in the town? Or fucking,
And the fact that it keeps the legend alive. And if they were to do Halloween Ends, they didn't need Laurie Strode at all. They didn't need the granddaughter. I mean, you could throw it in there, like, yeah, the granddaughter's in there and he finally kills her or whatever and ends that whole story. But the fact that the way that they end this, where he ends up in a fucking meat grinder, he's easily killed and this and this and that. How do you go from something being entity, being something pure evil, and now he's humanized towards the end of life? They should have did some like, Freddy Goes to Hell bullshit where the demons are coming out. That would have made sense.
Anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was walking in blind, man. That's the thing I got. Like, really, I was like, what the fuck are we watching? Like,
yeah.
And it's barely a damn movie.
Yeah.
He's only in it like 10 minutes of the whole movie.
And it just, oh man, that's the thing. I don't, and then, all right, the whole Curse of the Thorn. If it's the town where that's the fucking Curse of the Thorn. God damn it. It's the fucking town elders running shit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it got too, like, weird, I guess. Where Carpenter wrote enough of it to where it's like, evil is inside this kid. He grows up, escapes, and now he's fucking he's a killer, man. He's a killer. The babysitter murders, whatever.
Yeah.
It just happens to fall on Halloween. Black Christmas too.
But when he first hit the ground, like I wasn't expecting that when the kid comes flying down and fucking goes splat on the fucking ground.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? And what was he not locked up for that? Like, did he get a pass? Because I don't understand.
Oh, because he was like an accident.
Like I said, that was some like weird comic booky shit. What that was going on, but it was like, where did this start? How come we didn't know about this? Like, why wasn't fucking? I don't.
Yeah, they didn't really talk about it until they're at the bar or whatever, and he runs into the kid's mom, and the kid's mom starts going off on him for killing a kid.
We didn't need to see fucking any of that.
No.
Like
we didn't even need to see the granddaughter fucking get a new boy toy. Like all of a sudden now her boyfriend.
Bitches,
yeah, like it's her ex-boyfriend Lonnie's son, which actually is pretty cool. Lonnie, the little kid.
See, I love all that shit, and that's the shit that fucking we all get off on because it's continuity and fucking it's awesome.
I freaking love that they did that, and he gets killed, and then all of a sudden, like you said, thirsty bitches. Like she just up and forgot about how he sacrificed himself for her, and she just ends up going with this random guy that everyone thinks that he killed his kid. And they get into his backstory, which is that's not what we wanted to see. We wanted, and this is the thing that a lot of people don't forget or they don't talk enough about, and they talk shit about. I love Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 because it shows the aftermath of what happened after.
Yeah, it shows the fucking fallout. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so how they're all dealing with their anxiety, their depression, how Annie and Laurie are like at each other's throats, and how Laurie has no family because they're all fucking killed, which is something that Rob Zombie did, which I thought was really cool. He killed her family, So she had nowhere to go but Sheriff Brackett.
Mhm.
They had to run and hide to a farmhouse and be away from the city. They showed the wild side. They didn't do any of this shit in this one. So
Yeah, it was 4 years later, correct? So there
yeah,
should have been some kind of fucking something, man. He even went so far as to show that the what's her face's dad going to the book signing. He's gonna shoot his ass, Loomis in Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yes.
Like I was like, that's real shit. Like that shit happens, man. So
Yeah, and that's the thing that
yeah,
this
right,
film,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't hit any nerve on it. I mean, they just basically did fan service. They were given a blank canvas. They
Mhm.
painted the shit black and white and left it at that way.
Because
You
Lori
know,
is all self-preservation for 40 years. She's all like, I'm gonna kill him, booby trapping her fucking house and all this shit.
yeah,
And
and
when
then
she's done, it just turns off, and she's a thirsty fucking cougar. Like what the fuck?
yeah,
It makes
Don't
sense.
bring the cat lady on Halloween, guys. Like,
you know, and that's the thing I didn't like about this film because one, she was like all crazy about it. Two, she's like, no, let it burn, let it fucking burn.
yeah, man.
And then you find out she's in the hospital and she's dealing with all of her shit and the whole evil dies tonight or whatever bullshit. And then he killed her fucking daughter in the second one. So in the third one, they didn't show that she had the grief other than a couple pictures here and there, which I thought was a nice little touch. But they didn't show like how she was dealing with the anxiety as she was in the first one. The 1st one, they said, oh, she's this crazy lady preparing this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Why
the
was
first
she
one she
doing?
got problems. Like you can,
Yeah.
so
But you would think after he killed her daughter that she would be fucking on like a rage fucking out like guns blazing fucking trying to kill Michael, not just chilling at the house and going fucking shopping and shit.
because
Yeah.
there's two kinds of people. There's one who will fucking try to play chess, and there's other people that play checkers. Most people are dumb; they play checkers. So the
Yeah.
instant emotion fly off the handle. It doesn't matter. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just pissed.
No. You're making sense because honestly,
Some people go instant rage, and other people are like V for Vendetta, where they fucking planned it out and all this shit. Yeah.
well, they didn't
Yeah.
even do any of that on Lori's like end. She basically she knew that Michael was coming, just some weird sense, and she's like, okay, left the door unlocked, and then they had that fight scene, and that was it.
I see. Yeah, man. They all right. When we got fucking Freddy versus Jason, it said it in the fucking title, Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
Halloween ends, and that's what we got. We got Freddy versus fucking Jason. Like for goddamn 2 hours, it was some crazy shit. This
Yeah.
one, Halloween ends. Dude. I've been watching Halloween movies since I was a kid. I am invested in fucking Michael Myers and Halloween, and they owed him better than that shit. They did him dirty.
They did.
You don't have enough shit to fill an hour and a half, because fuck, you can talk to fans and get shit filled quick for an hour and a half. Wouldn't it be cool if Michael Myers did this and fucking just?
Well, they could have brought back the whole thorn aspect because when they showed the bridge, did you see the thorn spray painted on the side of the bridge?
No, my eye was twitching by that time, and so it was no, I wasn't seeing shit. And fucking,
See,
I was livid, man.
I was livid too, but when I saw all the little winks, I'm like,
No, I
okay,
get you.
you put a picture of the thorn that somebody spray painted.
That's
That would have
cool.
been cool if they would have said, okay, there was a bunch of Satanists that were like following the cult. That would have been like, oh shit. Then now they're giving like a callback to the Thorn storyline, and they're trying to bring it back. See, that would have even been badass. Where if they would have went the route of Halloween 6, a bunch of these cult leaders like trying to power them up, they're the ones that take care of them. They knock them out and then they like make them better. You know, they're all like medical doctors, like in part 6. That would have been a better fucking storyline. So
Thank
they.
you.
It would have showed up.
that more than this fucking bullshit. Yeah.
Fuck.
No.
Yeah.
That would have been, but no.
I couldn't give a left nut about that fucking kid.
Fuck Cunham.
Fuck that dude. Like, why is he in my shit? Get him the fuck out. Like, I don't.
He was a crybaby.
I
They made you hate his character so much, which I'll give him credit. They throw that character down your fucking throat,
he's
made you hate him.
spoon-fed fucking yeah.
And then after that, he was like, I'm gonna make it look like you did this to me. And then fucking Michael Myers comes right behind him and says, fuck you, breaks his neck. Because he fucked with his mask, which okay, that's cool, but he didn't have to take up the whole fucking hour and a half of the movie.
That was like a 7-minute character, right? What I call a 7-minute character, where yeah, you see him either get killed first and then you show whatever, why the fuck he was there, what happened, it doesn't matter. But you could have showed him being like a little sicko who was obsessed with Michael Myers and blah blah blah, and well, you met the boogeyman and he threw you down a flight of stairs and fucking broke your fucking head. That's it. 7 minutes.
At least,
no,
I mean,
they didn't do that either. Like fucking
fucking Lonnie's dad, or Lonnie, he fucking only got like 7 minutes of time. You found out that he knew stuff going on. You find out later on that he was the kid that went there. And then you find out that it's his son that's dating the granddaughter and shit. Like, that would have been cool if they would have kept it broken up 5 minutes, like you said. But, like, either this guy had a picture of somebody, like, banging a goat and he, like, blackmailed him to get in this film, or they just didn't know what the fuck they were doing, or they were, like, up all night during COVID and said, fuck this, we're just going to write whatever, and then just put Michael Myers at the end of it. This feels like it was a Hellraiser film because towards the end of Hellraiser with Doug Bradley, they just bought whatever fucking film and just threw in Hellraiser in it. And that's what this was. Think about it. You take out Michael Myers, this could have been fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. This could have been anybody.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
You know,
it's fucking interchangeable bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing it sucks most about it's I don't know, I'm livid about so many things about this fucking movie because it's like it's an insult to the fans. You got fans that are, it's not a horror movie per se. Like it's not a justified end to one of our boogeymen, you know. If you're gonna take him out, which you can't kill the boogeyman, the dumb fucking idea. Who fucking said when they read this piece of shit, they were like, this sounds awesome.
John Carpenter probably did.
Well, John Carpenter, fucking seeing that sucks, man, because he's at the age where he's like, you know what, fuck it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can call it Susan and turn it into a pincushion if you want. Just pay me.
Yeah,
he's old. Yeah, dude, like fucking.
And it sucks, dude, because
his cigarettes are keeping him alive. Like that's how old he is
at that point. Yeah, you know, and I think same thing with Jamie Lee Curtis. She wanted to get her name out there. Everybody's all talking about her. That was the whole reason why she came back in horror. She did Scream Queens season 1 and 2, and then when everybody buzzed about it, they brought her back for Halloween and so forth. And now she's doing like other films.
I get it, but I mean,
it's just
I don't know. She's the original Scream Queen, you know.
Yeah.
So I can see why. I'm not saying it's right, not at all, but like I get her maybe snubbing up and coming Scream Queens, but why do that? Why not embrace them and shit? Because she's Hollywood royalty and she's horror royalty because they're fucking her parents, man.
Yeah.
She got her start because of horror, and that's the thing that a lot of these actors forget about and they don't talk about. Look at fucking Jennifer Aniston with Leprechaun.
I hate when they do that shit.
Yeah.
Man. James Cameron won't even talk about Piranha 2. Like if you mention it, he gets up and leaves, and I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
because that's what gave you your start, man. Like,
look at to your roots, bro. Like,
yeah. You know, fucking Wes Craven got his start in Swamp Thing.
Yeah, you know? Dude. And that movie's terrible. Like that movie's awful.
But he at least came back and was like he stayed into it. I mean, look at James Wan. James Wan, after he did Insidious, he was like, I don't want to be known as the horror movie guy. He went and did Fast and the Furious
Aquaman.
7. Yeah, he did Fast and the Furious 7. He did Aquaman, and then he turned around and came back with fucking Conjuring. So, I mean, I get it. They want to try and venture something out, but if you're great at something, fucking roll with it, man. And I think it was a cash grab. And the way they promoted it, they fucking committed highway robbery on us, all of us.
Yeah, again,
they were hyping it up.
Expected, you know.
And then what scared me away was
we're all like, we're fucking.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you right now. I knew there was gonna be a fucking problem when the trailer came out fucking late. The trailer did not come out till like the first week of September, a month before the movie comes out. Like you saw barely like a 10-second teaser where you see the street, it's Halloween, she leaves the door unlocked, they pull the gun on her, or she pulled the gun on Michael, and then it's like Halloween ends. Then you see the full trailer first week of September, maybe the second week. And they didn't hyping it up. Like after that. I
remember seeing hardly anything for this movie.
Yeah, like, not until like the last few weeks, right?
Yeah, and that was on like Facebook mainly and fucking.
So that's a tall tale sign of somebody done fucked up. They're gonna try.
Well, see, for some reason in Hollywood, they do these projects where they like up and coming movie, blah blah blah, and they'll release the release date for the movie before there's even a script written or fucking actors assigned to it and stuff. I don't fucking know why they do that, man.
Scream 6.
So it's like, hey, the clock's ticking, man. Blah blah blah. Plus, because of COVID, shit got shut down because Halloween Kills was supposed to come out, I think, a year earlier.
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to come out in 20, and then at the end of 20, Halloween Ends was supposed to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 months apart.
Everything 2 years behind, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have extra time now to fucking to go over your shit and look at somebody and go, does this sound cool?
Yeah, they should have had somebody like watch the fucking thing, see how shitty it was, and then redo the whole fucking movie.
They needed a guy with a black Sharpie walking behind him while they're writing, being like, no, fucking exit out. Be like, what's wrong with you? Have you seen the fucking movie?
Yeah, and they fucked up on a little bit of things. Like, I was disappointed in the mask because it was basically the Halloween Kills mask, and all they did was put some white jizz all over on his face on the side. And I'm like, and I'm like, that's the same fucking mask. Like, show a tear like what they did in Rob Zombies 2. Pull a eye part out so you can see the fucked up eye.
Shit and diamond around his eye. Fucking, it was cool looking, man.
Yeah,
it's fucking part 2. Yeah,
that was badass, and I get what they were doing when they showed him on mask, how his face was all fucked up and burned, and he had a fucked up beard, but he looked more like Jason than he did fucking Michael Myers when they showed him on mask.
Burn victim because of part 2. Well, no, part 2 never happened. That's right, and they're fucking.
No, but Halloween Kills, it showed that the house was burning. And he was staring at it.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, because they added some blisters, I think, in the latex.
Yeah.
Ooh, shit.
That's why I was like,
$65, get them. Like,
yeah, well, shit, the mask is going for $100 right now if you're lucky to find one. But I mean,
dude,
no one's gonna.
Masks are like scarce this year. Like, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man, because I just made.
No, you're good, because I know that.
I was looking on eBay like 130 for fuck you, like.
Yeah, and that's for the Halloween Kills mask, and that's the fucking Wish version of it. But no, like, I was disappointed in the mask. I was disappointed in the look, because I get, if it's supposed to be Ends, show him tore the fuck up. And if he's not tore the fuck up, show him in a brand new mask. Show him that a cult's taking care of him, keeps him knocked out, and powers him up and shit.
Something, man. Yeah, like a better symbol, I think they should have showed the mask getting destroyed versus him getting destroyed.
Now that would have been cool, because then he would have a melted mask, and the mask would be melted to his face.
Something. But yeah, show it just being taken out, man, being destroyed. Because that mask, I figured you'd project some crazy shit onto that mask because it's blank white.
The best mask drawing that I ever saw, it's from my favorite artist. His name's Nathan Thomas Milner. He's the guy who does all the arts for all the Halloween movies when they first were re-released in Screamworks for Halloween 2, 3. So he did a lot of badass art, but he did a zombie version of Michael Myers where he's wearing the original mask, and like part of the mask is ripped off, but he's like zombified. He's got the white eye and everything. And his skin's like all fucking frail and green and gangrenous and shit and like blistered. That would have been a badass look. I was hoping they did that. But they didn't. They
could have used anything, man. They could have drove a pumpkin up his ass, and I would have enjoyed that more than this. Just saying.
Oh my god, I know. It is just, I couldn't. The fact that they rushed this shit. I mean, maybe COVID did fuck it up because it was supposed to be a long version of Halloween Kills and Leads to Ends, and they were gonna do like, how when they released The Matrix, it was The Matrix 2 and then 3, and they were like 3 months apart.
Yeah, one came out in summer, the other one came out I think November.
Yeah, and I think they were trying to do that with this and do like one long version of it.
Fucking Iron Lady told us, she told us a bunch of shit that got fucked up because of COVID with these movies.
Oh,
yeah.
Because like they filmed a bunch of shit, I guess, and then it was like a hiatus for almost a year, and like it was, and
that sucks, man, because like you said, they had a lot of time to go back over their shit, and it's not just anybody that works in the studio.
No one said to anybody. It's kind of weird.
I know.
We could have made a better movie than this.
Oh fuck, dude, yeah!
You could have gave us $50 and we'd have been like, "Yo, let's go," and fucking.
I would have asked for a handshake and a hot dog. That's all I would have asked for, and I would have fucking done this even more justice.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd have been a fucking prayer and a paycheck. We'd have got something done. Like,
fuck yeah, we could have brought in the whole Thorn thing about the cult leaders and the doctors taking care of them. We could have fucking did a better ending, how they fucking would lash out. I would have been happy if they both would have been in the fucking blender. That would have been badass if Lori took down Michael with them. Wouldn't that have been better if they would have fucking ended it that way at
even if
least?
she took herself out, taking him out, that would have been like,
Yeah.
oh my god, she did it just to
She
fucking make sure
sacrificed
people
him.
dies. Like, I can fucking see it, but like,
Yeah.
wow.
If they would have did that at the end where they both like stabbed each other or they both fell into the fucking grinder and they both died, like she went with it, okay, cool. But the way they ended it with that, and then she kept the fucking mask. So they kept them.
That doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense at all.
Well,
Like,
because
Really
there's
fucked up when they had him as like a decrepit old man that couldn't do shit.
I know.
it's like what his Centrum fucking silver wore off in between flicks. Like his
Yeah, that's what-
Osteobiflex fucking.
Oh my
like,
God.
get the fuck on, man.
We made so many fucking jokes with Halloween Ends and Halloween 2018 that Michael Myers is old. He's gonna fucking go after her with a fucking walker. They actually fucking did the meme as real life, and I was like, "Fuck, we all fucked it up, man."
It
That's
was like
what
in their
sucked.
subconscious, and they didn't realize they were doing it until it was too late.
Mhm.
Fucking,
And-
no.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'll end it on this with my way of the ending. They didn't show Corey his body afterwards, so there's fan theory saying like, oh, even though he got stabbed in the neck, now it's like stabbing his larynx so he won't talk. And Michael Myers
like,
supposedly broke his neck that he's gonna come back because the mask is still there and he's gonna kill Lori like in the beginning of the next one. But
all
what
right.
they don't understand is that like there's nothing to come back from. Michael Myers was the mask. He was the shape. You get a copycat killer in there, it's fucking stupid. I mean, you're
That's
just
what I was gonna say. That's what made these movies and the whole story with Michael Myers unique. That was his thing. He was a mental patient. He escaped. He was broken in, and always found the same type of mask somewhere, which is awesome. I guess he always found a spray painted Captain Kirk mask.
yeah, different variations, but I mean, it worked for
Every
like
year,
4,
he'd
5, and
find
6.
something. God damn it!
Yeah,
And so that makes that whole thing unique. Okay, so if that's what you're trying to do and continue the bullshit, don't call it Halloween. Call it something else, and don't have anything. I just, I don't understand why they did. Yeah, it really makes me upset. Like I'm, yeah,
I know.
Like, and then there's people who love the shit out of it. Like, there's people from like Facebook and stuff who are like, yeah, I dig it, man. And I'm like, okay.
I think they dig it for the fact that it ties up the story. Yes, I think they dig it for the fact that it's generated to the newer generation. They don't know how badass Michael Myers was in 1. The most brutal that he was in 1, 2, and 6. Those are the ones he just didn't give a fuck.
Part 4, he's pretty brutal. He kills what's his face, Grady, or on the fucking stairs with his bare hands, and he kills his daughter with a shotgun. He kills that bum with his bare hands at the beginning of Part 5.
That's right. So
He was fucking really brutal.
yes,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, dude.
it's fucked up because when 2018 came out, they omitted all the other movies. So they were just watch the first one, and it's like, whoa, why, no. There's no. This will be on the test. This will be on the fucking test. Like, wow. And so it's like they kind of negated them. So I guess a lot of people didn't check them out. They were like, oh, I watched the original. Yeah, really slow. It's like, so are you. Shut up.
And see, that's the thing. I think the people that appreciate it, they see it from a cinematography view. Yeah, it was shot beautifully. Yeah, some of the story tied into this 3 trilogy sequel, the 3 movies, but it didn't make fucking sense where 1 was basically like a remake of the original, 2 was just balls out, fuck you, and 3 is like, oh, well, he got fucked up in the second one, so we're just going to kill him off and kind of throw in some other bullshit with it.
Yeah, like I wish they would have just ended it at the second one and not made another fucking movie and played with my emotions for a year. Like,
yeah. And see, I would have been completely happy if they would have ended on kills and Lori had to deal with the fact that her daughter was fucking dead and she went crazy with that. Like, that would have been sense. But in this one, like, they didn't show any of the mental aspect. And that's the thing that I really do appreciate of Rob Zombie was he showed the real life aspect of, you know, if murders and shit like that happens,
Yeah.
how they cope with it.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, I would have rather seen them fucking like somehow lock him up in the back of a van and drop him off at Camp Crystal Lake, and Jason fucking come out and like kill him or something.
Yeah.
That
Because
would have been a cool little wink.
Years ago, they were talking about doing that shit when they were doing 2018. They were like, "Oh, yeah." It's like, well, I think it's a good story.
And what they did.
Ah, Jesus.
I was
They
hoping
kicked
that
every Halloween fan in the junk, bro. That's what they did.
Yeah, man. I was hoping that they actually would go back to the canceled storyline of Hellraiser versus Michael Myers, because they were trying to do that before, right after part 6, before Rob Zombie got his hands on it. They were trying to do Doug Bradley versus Michael Myers.
Myers,
And it was badass to where the Layman configuration box to tie into the universe of Haddonfield, and Michael would fight fucking Pinhead, which would have been pretty cool because I think they made a comic of it. I don't know if it's a legit
there's
comic.
a lot of crossover stories in the comics, man. Like there's a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one theory about him being a Deadite, which would have made sense if they would have kind of tied into it, because they did the Deadite thing in Jason Goes to Hell, and they used actual
because there's a comic with Jason, Freddy, and Ash. And, that's why Ash shows up, because fucking Jason's a Deadite. They consider him a Deadite. I'm like, that's awesome. That's fucking. Boy.
I know. We can only dream, guys. I mean, if they gave us a hot dog and a handshake, fuck, we would have probably did that shit for free and made it a lot better. But Hollywood.
Boy. Why don't they start tapping fans for ideas? Like, can you imagine how much a fucking diehard Halloween fan, they'd have a hot nut if they were like, movie fans are gonna use my shit. Like fucking.
I'm still holding out hope that when they do the next Saw film, they use my fucking idea with that, where Hoffman and Gordon, they kill each other in the beginning, and it ends up being a fucking cult.
That fucked me up when you told me that shit the first time. I was like, well, that's good. I like that shit.
Yeah. But then they had to do fucking.
Trying to see something like that happening. It's not too far fetched. I mean,
and when they did the whole, like, he had another secret apprentice in Jigsaw, and then they like, oh, we fucked up, and then they did Spiral like 10 years out, but in the same world of a copycat killer. I like how they changed the name of it, how it's in the same universe but different, and that's, if I have to compare Halloween Kills to a modern movie, it should have been like Spiral. And if they would have made it like Spiral and didn't use the Halloween name and they just called it something else.
See, again, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the Halloween and some other title or something like that.
Yeah. You know?
Well, when he did Black Christmas, he fucked that all up, man. And it's like, don't get lazy because it already has a built-in fan base, man. Like, call it something else, because that movie had zero dick all to do with Black Christmas.
No.
Like, some ghostly black ooze is making guys rape you. What the fuck is that shit? Like,
yeah.
But like, because there was talk of Blumhouse getting a hold of the Friday the 13th license. And
I hope they don't touch it. I don't want them to touch it.
At one point, after I saw the first 2 Halloween flicks he did, I was like, well, I like the first 2. Maybe, let me hear him out. Now I'm like, if he even sniffs that fucking shit, fucking no.
It's going to go back into purgatory of hell, dude, because if Blumhouse gets a hold of it, they're going to want to reboot it. They're not going to continue.
I think because the lawsuit's over, he doesn't have a chance now, because we're going to get inundated with some Friday the 13th shit you watch, because Sean and Vic both have fucking big shiny dicks to unveil.
Yeah.
And Friday the 13th is going to be all fucked up because one's allowed to use so much shit and then the other one's only allowed to use so much shit. So they're going to like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like Child's Play and Child's Play remake, where they did the one with the fucking Bluetooth doll and it was Mark Hamill. And then you had Seed of Chucky and the TV show where it's actually Charles Lee Ray that continues the original storyline. I have a feeling it's going to be like that. Yep.
No, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah.
But closing thoughts.
Boy, yeah. No, I feel better. I had to get a lot of that off my chest. And I'm getting tongue tied and shit a bunch because I'm just fucking mad. Like, you motherfucker.
I'm glad I didn't spend money seeing it in theaters. I'll tell you that much.
I would have been great, man. I went right back to the box office. And I've been like, I want a refund now.
Like a Halloween ends at like 1.5 or something. Like, oh, you thought it was over. And,
oh my god.
I even checked the time of the movie because I was totally expecting at the end of whatever the fuck that was, some guy was going to be like, fooled you, Halloween trick. Here's the real movie.
Or it would have been dream sequence.
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least Halloween, at least Rob Zombie, we got the fucking Moody Blues.
Yeah.
Nights in White Satin, man.
Yeah.
This was some fucking fuck shit.
Yeah, I definitely think Rob Zombie would have definitely done better than this guy.
I'll be the first to tell you. I think he he would have had like people wearing Mexican wrestler masks and shit in the movie too. But that's cool.
But he respected the character. He wouldn't fuck up the character like that.
You know, yeah. It's just son of a bitch.
I know.
And did you guys see the Munsters? I haven't seen it. I'm probably not gonna watch it. I've no interest.
Yeah.
How is it? Yeah.
I would say that's a topic for another video.
Oh boy, I have no interest in watching it all. He was supposed to remake The Blob.
He's still doing it. He's still doing the remake of The Blob. Yeah. And they're saying that he's gonna go like the 1950s Blob with the original song, where it's the beware of the blob that creeps.
Oh boy.
Yeah. He's trying to make it kid friendly.
Fucking Rob Zombie. Now, because his shit went straight to Netflix, but apparently
and DVD. Yeah.
DVD. Oh god.
Yeah, and Netflix. Yeah, some DVD.
No interest. Nope. No, I'm not gonna watch it. You know,
that should be on an episode of the shit that Slinky makes me watch.
Oh, it's that good, huh?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, we got to do a commentary on that because I think we would fucking set the world on fire watching it, because I see where he was going, trying to make it kid friendly, but Rob Zombie's not meant for kids. 1 and 2, he loves the Munsters so much that he put his own fucking wife in it
again.
And, yeah, and surprise, like she can't be Yvonne DiCarlo. She can't. He should have got a Latina. If you would have got an old school Latina chola, like to play the part, didn't matter who.
Yvonne DiCarlo is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Let alone she can act. So.
Well, here's the thing. Let me tell you this. For my perfect view of who he should have got to play her was Salma Hayek.
Right.
That would have been good, right?
It's good as fucking Dust Till Dawn, man. Woo.
Yeah. Well, 1, she got the big titties. 2, she's got the accent because she had the accent in the original series. And 3, she can pull off that look. Like she pulled it off from Dust Till Dawn when she was young. Now that she's older, goddamn, she's still a babe.
She's in her 50s. She's still
yeah. You know, and as far as Herman Munster, like, come on, man, that guy. He's
somebody
the guy
told me Grandpa was the best one.
Grandpa was really good. Daniel Roebuck, I liked him because he has some horror roots with Final Destination being one of the cops in the original one.
Yeah.
And he was the priest that got killed in the beginning of 31. So he's got some horror roots in there, and he did good. But I mean, Herman Munster, like, that was so stupid. Like, that's the guy that gets his face smashed in Halloween 2 at the strip club. Like, you dirty.
Oh, it's that guy. Okay.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Yeah.
And I can't
fucking
stand
strip
him.
club guy.
Yeah, I can't stand him as an actor, dude. Like,
or no, he's. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, because he was in 31, and they tried to make him like the top guy in that film, and I'm like, dude, Richard Brock was the fucking star of that film. But
I don't buy that guy when he's Doomhead or whatever the fuck. Not Doomhead. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was Doomhead. They call me Doomhead.
Like he looks like a
Three from Hell is like the half brother or whatever.
Yeah. The motherfucking Midnight Wolfman. Woo!
Like, he's a great actor in other shit. Like,
yeah,
I just don't buy him as like a killing machine, banging chicks. Like, nah, shut up. It's all good.
Yeah.
See, yeah, I don't know. I had a feeling this might happen though. Earlier today, I was like,
You're like, I'm gonna release the
we're
venom.
gonna rip into fucking Halloween. I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Release the venom.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess
Like
that's it on.
Do what?
The what?
What's
I guess that's it on Halloween Ends.
Yeah, it's one of those flicks. Usually there's flicks, man, I could talk smack about forever. And this isn't one of them. I'm just like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, we still got to talk about another remake on Freddy Krueger. So
Yeah,
I
I
hope
did the numbers and shit. I got the fucking numbers.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's taking me.
Another one.
Let me get geared up because I'm ready for this bad boy.
This movie, oh boy. Yeah.
Did you want to call and start a different one so we have a separate recording?
Yeah, actually, because I don't even know how long this one is.
It went longer than 27 minutes.
Yeah, for real. All right, let's see. Stop.